Hello, hello. I just want to jump on and share with you this message that there's always going to be a solution as long as you're open to receiving the result. A lot of times what happens is that we think that there's no way to achieve something, or we just can't do it, or we haven't been able to do it before so we won't now, or oh, if I could, I would, right? So all these thoughts run through our head of why we can't do something or why we haven't achieved something. And the truth is that the reason why you haven't actually achieved what you want is because you're not fully open to receiving the result. Now, I'm talking rationally, so we're not talking about like growing a pair of wings and flying away, but like realistically, if you have goals and dreams and accomplishments that you'd like to achieve, then you have to understand and you have to be open to the fact that there's always a solution. There's always a solution, because I hear it a lot, especially with fitness, with my clients, and confidence as well. It's like, oh, I'll never have this, or oh, I've tried all these things and it's never worked, and oh, I've done this in the past and that in the past. And even before people become my clients and I'm just talking to them about their journeys, I'm really blown away, because a lot of times so many people shut off to even the idea of having the ability to achieve the results that they want. So as soon as you shut off from the ability or the possibility from achieving the results, then of course you won't be able to achieve them, at least not at the level of which you want to. And when it comes down to it, if you're not open to actually receiving the results, then why would they show up in your life, right? You need a reason for them to show up in your life. You need a reason to have these results. But if you're not even open to receiving them, then they're not going to show up. So your solution to the problems might just be that you need to be more open. It might just be that you need to be willing to receive more and really allow yourself to recognize that you are 100% capable of doing so. I know personally something huge and an affirmation that I love to use every day is, I am worthy, deserving, and capable of receiving XYZ. So whatever it is that I'm looking to receive. Because it's not always about not having a way to get there or not having a way to achieve the result. It's more than likely a matter of being open to actually having that result. Once we can step into the identity, once we can step into the mindset, once we can step into the actual being, the actual energetic frequency of having that result, of achieving that result, of accomplishing said goal, then we are able to create that reality, right? Because if we are, and this has been huge for me lately, is like if we're actually on the same frequency as what it is that we want to achieve, then there's really no other option for us but for this to show up in our life. Now, of course, this comes with being open to it, but again, you have to be able and be willing to be on that level. You have to be willing to take it up a notch. Most people are not willing to do what it takes. And it doesn't have to be hard, and this doesn't mean it has to be a push, and this doesn't mean it has to be crazy and excruciating. No, this just means you have to be willing to step it up. You have to be willing to grow. You have to be willing to change. You have to be willing to change something. And if you think something's not working, well, let me tell you, there's always going to be a solution. There's always going to be a way to get to what you want. That's the main message of this, is if you think there's no hope and there's nothing left for you to do and there's no way you'll ever accomplish it, then the only reason why that would be true is because you've already decided that it is. That is the only reason that would ever be true at all in any case or any way, shape, or form, because you've already decided that that's the case. As soon as you open yourself up to receiving again and actually having those results, then the solutions, the possibilities, the creativity begins to flow, ways that you can achieve said result. But if you've already committed to the fact that you are incapable or it is impossible to achieve this, or impossible to move through a struggle, or impossible to actually go where you want to be, then you will not see the answers that you need in order to get there. You will not see the signs. You will not see the people. You will not feel anything that you need to actually have. You won't be able to even be a part of it. You won't be able to receive it because you've already closed yourself off to the possibility. of there being a solution, of there being an answer. So be careful with what you're thinking, and be careful with what you're believing, and be careful with the things you're telling yourself every day, because if you keep telling yourself it's not possible, if you keep telling yourself you can't do it, if you keep telling yourself, oh, it'll never happen, you're right. You're totally right. And I'm giving you a massive love nudge right now because you deserve more than that. And you know it. Like, deep down inside, you know it, or this wouldn't be resonating with you. You wouldn't have kept watching this. You wouldn't have stayed on, right? You know that you deserve more. You know that there's more to life. You know that there's always more. Why? Because you're an expansive being. You're a creative being. You're always growing. You're always connecting. You're always nurturing yourself, well, hopefully. And there's always more, right? We're consistently changing. We're consistently moving. Like, we're actually in rapid speed and motion. So it's really amazing when you get down to it. But I feel like I've gone on a bit of a tangent with that, but I just really want you to, if you can walk away from anything, the only reason why there is not a solution to your problem is because you've committed to the idea that there's not. And the number one thing that you need to do is open yourself up to receiving those answers, those solutions, those creative ways to move through the problem or whatever it is that you're struggling with in order to come out on top, in order to achieve the results you want, in order to have the success that you desire in any area of your life. So very curious to hear what you have to think about this, or what you have to say about this. You can think about it. What's running through your mind as you're watching this? And I'd be really happy to connect with you guys and hear your thoughts. I love when you guys share your thoughts. I love connecting with you all. You're such amazing, empowering, and inspiring beings, and I want you to fully embrace that and take this opportunity and share. What do you think about it? Sending you guys lots of love and positive energy your way, and thank you guys so much for watching the replay or being on live with me, and I want to say that I hope you have an amazing day, night, or morning. Wherever you are in the world, just make it awesome.